Okay. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about the arch a little bit. Okay. Arch is a normally is a normal kind of structure in your foot, to which we're all built with different feet, different size of arches, different heights of our arches. It's very important. The higher the arch, the typically less the foot problems, because you've got a nice little spring here that forms. Every time you put pressure down, there's a kind of a springing action that occurs in your foot. Those people that with flat arches, you don't have that spring effect. So all the force is really just kind of translated right on the bottoms of their feet. Okay, so that's kind of what we're looking at there. With that, there's a couple of different things that you can add in without having to tape anything. There's what we call an off-the-shelf arch support. So if a person's having problems with their arches, you can pick up, they're available really at most any drugstore, and basically it's a sized arch support. Okay, you can see there's like this nice little structure that's built inside of this. Sometimes you'll see it as kind of a plastic thing as well that sets up right inside of this, and they just pop sized right in, set it underneath their foot, goes in their shoe, and it kind of gives a nice supportive arch into their shoes. So that's something that you can utilize. If somebody comes up to you, what can I do for my arches, is kind of look at their arch. If it's fallen or if it's flat, then you might want to add an arch support. Okay, another option that you always have is actually fitting a custom orthotic. And one way of doing this is you can come in and have a cast made, or you can use an impression type of tray like this. Okay, Matt does most of our fitting here because he has a ton of experience, does a great job. But this is kind of like a foam, really a soft foam. If you notice, I'm just going to press right here on the corner. See how easy that goes down and make this indentation. I don't want to ruin this whole tray, so therefore I'm just going to do that to the corner. But what we would do is set the entire foot in here and make a mold of the foot, exactly showing the arch and the entire structures of the foot. And then we box this up and we send this off to a company. And with that, we can then, there is an order form which we basically describe to the orthotic manufacturer exactly what we're looking for, what type of orthotic that we're looking for, what type of shoe is it going into, do we want a full length one, is there special things that we need to build up, do we need to change the foot striking position of the foot. Maybe they're an inverter when they land, or an everter, and so therefore we want to try to change the weight contact or the weight shift of the foot. We can many times adjust that with an orthotic. That's important because many times lower leg issues all start in the foot, and so therefore we might need to adjust that. Could be shin splints, could be in some cases knee pain or hip pain starts down in our foot, so therefore we have to adjust that down there. So a custom orthotic is many times a very good option to look at, but it does take some experience in learning how to properly size these and fit these to help the person and not actually cause more issues. Okay, when we're taping the arch, we can do it a couple different ways. If you've got a person that's got a lot of hair on their foot and they don't want to tape directly on there, then you can put some underwrap on there. Really, a lot of times with the arch support or the arch tape job, it works best if you don't have any underwrap on this particular tape job. So she doesn't have that problem, so therefore I'm going to show it this way. What we're going to do, just a couple of strips here right around the foot. We're just laying this on because remember, we don't want to pinch the fifth metatarsal, same thing. Okay, what we're going to do, the easiest way to do this is kind of get down on your knee so you can really see the bottom of the foot. We're going to take our strip here, we're going to come right around the medial side first, right around her heel, and I'm pulling up. Feel how I pull up there? Okay, and then I'm going to come over here on this side, and I'm going to come right around the heel, and I'm going to pull up right there. Okay, we're going to do 3 of these on each side. How many? 3. 3 on each side. And we're basically kind of, you see how I'm lapping my tape over? Kind of creating a web effect? That's what we're looking for. So don't stack your strips right on top of each other. Everybody come around, make sure you can kind of see this design that I've got here, or the way this kind of looks. Okay, see how I'm basically working my way up her foot? You can't see this, but it's, okay, it's kind of X's that kind of go around your foot. Okay, now what we want to do is I'm actually going to utilize tape, and I'm going to lift this arch up. And I can start at the top or I can start at the bottom. Typically I like to start down near the heel, okay, right past where the calcaneus stops, and then I'm going to pull up. See how I'm just lifting her arch? Basically lap over about a half of width of the tape. Okay, there we go. Once I've got that done, then I'm going to take one strip right around the back of the foot, and what this does is basically seals down all those strips that I've just laid down. Okay, you see that strip? Then I'm going to close. Lay the tape on again. By doing those lifting strips and pulling the way I did, I really shouldn't have affected that fifth metatarsal again and made that a stress point, because I wasn't pulling into it, I was lifting the arch. So that still should be comfortable, correct? Okay, how's that feel?
Feels good.
Feels good, supportive, walk on it and see if you feel a little bit. Feel the difference? So that is an arch tape. Everybody follow that? So real quick, in our review of it, if you can, go without the underwrap on the foot. If you've got a hairy foot and you need the underwrap, you can do that. I just think it sticks better. I think it gives a little bit better support if you can go without it. About 3 strips to prepare the area. You're going to do 3 strips on each side, alternating those things. Starting on the medial side, running around the heel, back up to where your starting point is. From the outside, same to the starting point on the outside. 3 on each side, okay? Then I'm going to take about 4 strips up, basically stirrup strips to lift that arch. We're spacing those over about half of the space. Then we're taking 1 strip around the foot to lock those down, and then we're closing. Okay? Any questions? Okay.